Recall that the substitution lyap, which comes in place of the affix ktwa, is a pith, of course, because it has letter p as a it by halantyam. It also gets the krit sanya by sthanivad bhavaha. 1156 sthanivad adesho nal vidhav. Since it comes in place of ktwa, it inherits the property of being a krit affix. The affix ktwa is a krit affix as per 3193 kridating, and lyap, which comes in place of ktwa by 7137 samase nang purve ktvo lyap, that inherits the property of being a krit affix as per the paribhasha sutram 1156 thanivadadesho nal vidhav. And on account of this, we have already seen that the augment tuk comes and joins a short vowel when it precedes lyap as per the sutram 6171 rasvasya piti kriti tuk. We've already seen the examples upasangatya and nihatya. Now what happens is that sometimes if that short vowel which is preceding lyap undergoes some sandhi operations, then after the sandhi operation, that short vowel may no longer be short. So in these situations, what should we do? Does the tuk augment still come in even though the vowel is no longer short? Or is the tuk augment not to be applied? In order to answer this question, let us take the sutram 6186, which reads Shatvatukora siddhaha. Shatvatukora siddhaha. Look at the number of the sutram, it is 6186. We know very well the adhikaraha, ekaha purvaparayoho, that starts from 6184 and goes up to 61111. And this sutram which you're about to look at, the sutram 6186, Shatvatukora siddha, it applies to this adhikaraha of ekaha purvaparayoho. The vritti of the sutram says, Shatve tukicha kartavye ekadesha shastram asiddham syat, which means that when the substitution sh or the augment tuk is to be performed, a single replacement in place of the preceding and the following letter is treated as if it has not occurred. Asiddham means that when it comes to performing an operation which is the substitution by the letter sh, the muzhanya shakaraha, or the addition of the augment tuk, then the single replacement which was done in place of the prior and the following letter is to be suspended, so to speak. Means when it comes to one of these two operations, then we have to pretend as if this purvaparayoho ekadesha has not occurred. Let's take an example for this. First, let's take the example of the shatvam, which is not our present topic, but it is a part of the sutram, so let's take a look at it. Udaharanam here is ko sichat. Now this form sichat is derived from the verbal root sich, which in the dhatu partha is shicha ksharane, from the tudadiganaha. Vivaksha is lung, pratham purusha ekvachanam. Here the sutram 3153 lipi sichi vashcha describes the substitution ang in place of chili. Won't go through the whole derivation, but using the sutram 3153 we can easily derive the form asichat. Let's take a sentence now. Ko sichat. The sandhi operations start as follows. We start with kas plus asichat. Kas is pullinge prathama ekvachanam of the sarvanama pratipadikam kim. So kas plus asichat. Now kas has the padasanya by suptingantam padam. So therefore by 8 to 66 sasajusho ru, the ending sakaraha takes the ru adesha. So we got ka ru asichat. Now in place of ru comes the substitution as per the sutram 61113 atoro rapluta plute. These are all familiar operations to us, nothing special. So we get ka u asichat. Now ad gunaha, in place of a plus u we get the substitution o, so we get ko plus asichat. And now by 61109 ingaf padantadati, in place of o plus a we get a single substitute o, so we get ko sichat. Now at this point, as per 6185 antadivachya, that single substitute O may be treated as the final of what precedes as well as initial of what follows. That's what Antadivacha says. When a single substitute comes using 6184 ekaha puraparyoho in place of the preceding and the following element, then that single substitute, in this case the letter O, is treated as final of what precedes as well as initial of what follows. So ko sichat may be treated as ko sichat or ka o sichat. When we take it as ka o sichat, now the Sutram 8359 Adesha Pratyayayoho wants to apply because it sees the letter O prior to the sakaraha, which is a adesha. Because remember, the verbal root in the dhatu partha is shicha ksharane, and as per dhattvadeshasaha, that murdanya shakaraha takes the dantya sakara adesha. That's 6164. So that sakara in sichat is a adesha, a substitute. So therefore 8359 wants to come and put a murdanya shakara adesha in place of the sakara of sichat, because preceded by O, which is a letter of the in pratyahara. But now 6186 intervenes and says that when it comes to a possible substitution by the letter sha, the single substitute, in this case O in place of O plus a, is to be treated as if it has not occurred. Thus 8359 still sees ko a sichat, and hence it cannot bring in the substitution sha because it sees a akaraha preceding the sakara of sichat. This is how this 6186 comes in and prevents 8359 from applying. Okay, now coming to our example here, let's take the example from the Gita. Gunane etanati tyatrin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkhair vimukto mritamashnate. Atitya, derived from the verbal root in gatau, preceded by the upasarga ati. We start by E plus ktva by 3421 samana kritrikayoho purvakale. We have here two actions, atitya having gone beyond, and then ashnute, he attains. And the preceding action is the action of going beyond, so therefore the verbal root E takes the affix ktva by 3421 samana kritrikayoho purvakale. Now E plus ktva is compounded with ati using the sutram kugati pradayaha. So we get ati e ktva. Now in place of ktva we bring the sarvadesha lyap by 7137 samase nai purve ktvo lyap with the help of the paribhasha sutram anekalshit sarvasya 1155. So now we have ati e lyap. Remove these letters, the ending pakara gets its sanya by halantyam, beginning lakaraha gets its sanya by lashakva tadjate tasya lopaha. So we got ati e ya. And now apply akasavani dirgha 61101. We get ati ya. Since the affix ya is no longer preceded by a short vowel, 6171 rasvasya pitikrituk cannot apply here because it says rasvasya. But now 6186 intervenes and says that when it comes to a possible addition of the augment tuk, the single substitute, in this case the letter E, dirgha ikaraha in place of E plus E, is to be treated as if it has not occurred. The 6171 still sees ati e ya, and therefore the addition of the tuk augment does take place because 6171 sees the short vowel E preceding the affix ya. So this is how 6186 allows 6171 to apply. So 6171 rasvasya pitikriti tuk applies, and as per 1146 adyantau takitau, the augment tuk joins after the ikaraha. So we get ati tukya. Remove these letters, the ending kakaraha gets the sanya by halantyam, the ukaraha gets the sanya by upadeshe janunasika it tasya lopaha, and we get atitya, which gets the prajapatика sanya by 1246 kritadita samasascha, and the avyaya sanya by 1140 ktva to sun kasunaha.